Good morning, students. Welcome back to Maths class. Today we are going to see chapter 12, Introduction to Probability Theory. So already you have studied probability, right? What does mean by probability? Chance of occurring or possibility, probability, likely, uncertainty, like that, right? So probability means chance of occurring. It may or may not. Okay, and we'll see some basic definitions. After that we can get into the topic. So first one is experiment. So what is experiment? It is defined as a process for which its result is well defined. So if we get the result, then it is called experiment. Next, deterministic experiment. So deterministic experiment is what? Whose outcome, it is an experiment whose outcomes can be predicted with certain under ideal condition. So if the outcome we can predict, then it is called deterministic experiment. Random experiment outcome we can't predict. Okay, so deterministic opposite is your random experiment. Randomly outcome will become, we can't able to predict the outcome. Next, event. So what is mean by event is simple. Event is possible outcome of a random experiment. So random experiment the outcome vanda, that is called your simple event. Next is sample space. So sample space means set of all possible outcomes of a random experiment. So random experiment or all outcomes is called random, that is sample space. Okay, now look at here. If we roll a die, one die. So if we roll a one die, the sample space will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Totally 6 spaces there. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 is your sample space. The remaining examples you can go through it. Next, mutually exclusive or disjoint events. So what is this mutually exclusive is? Two events cannot occur simultaneously. Suppose if we toss a coin, either you will get head or tail, correct? Both will not occur simultaneously. So if the condition is like that, then you can say it is mutually exclusive or disjoint event. So mutually inclusive means both can occur simultaneously. Okay, now look at this one. We roll a die, sample space is this one. Okay, since so we are taking the two events, that is 1, 3 and 2, 4, 5, 6. There is no common term here. This is 1 and 3 only we are taking. Here 2, 4, 5, 6 we are taking. Okay, so these two are mutually exclusive because no events are common. Right, now here these two events are mutually inclusive because 5 is common. So exclusive na no common terms, inclusive na common terms will come. Next, exhaustive events. So we have many A1, A2, A3, AK are called exhaustive events. That is, if you take all the sets, union of all the sets, you will get the sample space. That is called exhaustive events. Next, mutually exclusive and exhaustive events. So two events are mutually exclusive and exhaustive events. If A1, that is if any two of sets not equal to 5 and the union of all sets should be equal to sample space. Next, this one you have studied in your lower class, probability of the event A. So what is your P of A formula? N of A by N of S. That is number of cases favorable to A by exhaustive number of cases in X. Yes. So here sum of the probability should be equal to 1. This is very important. Sum of the probability is 1. And these are the three axioms of probability, very important. First one is always the probability of A should be greater than or equal to 0. Next, P of A union B equal to P of A plus P of B if there are mutually exclusive event. Next, P of S equal to 1. This three or axioms of probability, that is very important. So your first exercise is only basic, that what you have studied in your lower class. From second exercise onwards only you are going to study a new topic. Take exercise 12.1. First question. An experiment has 4 possible mutually exclusive and exhaustive outcomes A, B, C and D. Check whether the following assignments of probability are permissible. So here what we are going to do is some 4 exhaustive outcomes are given. We are going to check that is all probability, that is all are probability or not. So what is your probability condition? So your condition is, what is your condition? P of A should be greater than or equal to 0. Then P of A plus B plus C plus D equal to 1. It should satisfy this two conditions. P of A equal to P of A greater than or equal to 0 and sum of all probability should be equal to 1. Now look at the first subdivision. What is given? Given that P of A 0.15, P of B 0.30, P of C 43, P of D 0.12. Okay, so here first condition satisfied. P of A எல்லாமே greater than 0, so greater than or equal to 0. Next second condition, so we have to add all those things, right? So P of A plus B plus C plus D equal to 0.15, 30, 43, 12. Okay, so 30, 40, 80, 90, 100. So we will get answer as, if you add all those things you will get answer as 1. Okay, so P of A plus P of B, sorry, okay, plus P of C plus P of D equal to 1. Therefore it is probability. Therefore it is probability. Now look at the third subdivision. P of C value is given as minus 1 by 4. So whether this given probability is assignment of probability, therefore it is probability or permissible. Okay, third subdivision, P of C is not greater than or equal to 0. Therefore it is not permissible. The remaining two problems over. Second problem. If two coins are tossed simultaneously, then find the probability of getting one head, one tail, at most two tail. So here two coins are given. So two coins are tossed now. Your sample space will be what? Two coins. So HH, HT, TH, TT. Okay. N of S is 4. First subdivision. One head and one tail. One head and one tail. Okay, so one head and one tail na A equal to one head one tail na this two, HT, TH, correct? So N of A equal to 2. P of A equal to 2 by total number 4, which is equal to 1 by 2. Second subdivision. At most two tails. So at most two tail na, it may be two tail or it may be one tail or zero tail, correct? So B equal to at most two tail na, all will come. No tail, one tail and two tail. N of B equal to 4. So P of B equal to 4 by 4, that is equal to 1. Next, third problem. 5 mangoes and 4 apples are in a box. If two fruits are chosen at random, find the probability that one is a mango and another is an apple. Okay, so here what is your sample space? 5 mangoes, 4 apples. 5 mangoes, 4 apples. Okay, what is your first subdivision? One is mango and one is apple. One is mango and one is apple. So n is totally 9 fruits we are having, right? So n of s equal to totally 9 fruits. Out of that we are choosing 2 fruits. So 9 C2. Okay. First subdivision is one is mango and one is apple. Okay. So P of A equal to how many mangoes are there? 5. How much we are choosing? 1. So 5C1 into 4C1 divided by totally 9C2. So 5C1 answer 5, 4C1 answer 4, 9C2 answer 9 into 8 by 1 into 2. 4, 9 4s are 36. If you multiply this, you will get the answer. 36 will come in the denominator. So cancel panina 9. So answer is 5 by 9. Now second subdivision. Both are of same variety. Both are same variety. So both are same variety. P of B equal to either mango will choose or will choose apple divided by 9C2. So 5C2 now have to calculate 5 into 4 by 1 into 2. 2 2s are 4, 5 2s are 10 plus 4C2 now 4 into 3 by 1 into 2. 2 2s are 4, 3 2s are 6 divided by 36. 16 by 36. So 8 2s are 16, 2s to 8 2s are 16. 4 2s are 8, 9 2s are 18. So answer is 4 by 9. 4 by 9 is the final answer. Next question. What is the chance that non-leap year should have 53 Sundays? So here non-leap year and leap year. Non-leap year how many days? 365 days. Leap year 366 days, right? Okay, so first one, non-leap year. Non-leap year 365 days are, we can write it as 52 weeks plus 1 day. Correct? 52 weeks into 7 364 plus 1 is 365. Okay, so what is the question? What is the chance that non-leap year have 53 Sundays? 53 Sundays. So P of A equal to only 1 day is only 1 day. Okay, so we know 52 weeks we have 52 Sundays. So what happened to this 1 day? Out of that 7 day, any 1 day we may have Sunday. Correct? So P of A equal to 1 by 7. Out of that 7 we have only 1 Sunday. So next one, the leap year. Leap year, how many days? 366 days, that is 52 weeks plus 2 days. Correct? So P of B equal to either this 1 day, okay, this 2 Sunday, what are the options? Maybe Saturday or Sunday or Monday. Correct? So 2 days out of 7 is the option. So P of B equal to 2 by 7 is the final answer. Fifth question. 8 coins are tossed once. How many coins are tossed? 8 coins. So one coin ka how many 8 comes? How many outcomes? 2 outcomes, right? So 8 coins now. It is given that n of s is equal to 2 power 8. Okay, 2 power 8. That is 256. Okay. What is your first subdivision? Probability of getting exactly 2 tails. Exactly 2 tails. So P of A equal to exactly 2 tails. Now out of 8 we have 2 tails. So 8C2 by 256. How can you calculate 8C2? 8 into 7 by 1 into 2 into this 256. So 4 times. So this one 8 fours are 24, 4 fours are 16. Okay, 7 by 84 is the final answer. What is your second subdivision? At least 2 tails. At least 2 tails. So at least 2 tails. So at least 2 tails, right? Maybe 2 tail, 3 tail, 4 tail, up to 8 tail. It is difficult to calculate. Okay, so we can take 2 power 8 minus 8C0 8C1. See, at least 2 tails now. Out of that whole thing, if we subtract the first 2 things, we will get at least 2 tails. So this one will be 256. 8C0 answer 1, 8C1 answer 8. That is 256 minus 9. So answer is 247. 247 is your final answer. Third subdivision. At most 2 tails. So at most 2 tails now. 2 tail, 1 tail and 0 tail. Correct? So P of B equal to 8C0 plus 8C1 plus 8C2. And here total probability I didn't take down. So 256 divided by 256. 8C0 answer 1, 8C1 answer 8, and this one 24 by 256. So answer is 33 by 256 is the final answer. Okay. So the remaining problems work it out. Now we can go to the next topic, that is we are using some basic theorems to find out the problem. So in that first one is we can take P of null set is 0, that is impossible event is 0. P of impossible event is 0. Next, P of A bar, this is your complementary event of A. So P of A bar is equal to 1 minus P of A. Next, P of A intersection B bar is equal to, that is A intersection B complement is P of A minus P of A intersection B. So similarly we can take the next one will be what is P of A bar intersection B? P of B minus P of A intersection B. Next, P of A union B is P of A plus P of B minus P of A intersection B. Next, P of A bar intersection B bar, that we can take it as a whole bar as P of A union B, the whole bar. This is your De Moivre's law. Okay. So using these formulas, we are going to do the next exercise. Exercise 12.2, first problem. It is given that P of A value is 3 by 8, P of B is 1 by 8. So what we want to find? P of A bar. What is P of A bar formula? 1 minus P of A. That is 1 minus 3 by 8. 8 minus 3 is 5 by 8 is the final answer. Third subdivision. P of A bar intersection B. What is the formula? Using this formula, P of B minus P of A intersection B. Okay, so here they are mutually exclusive. It is given that A and B are mutually exclusive. So take down this one. P of A intersection B equal to, if mutually exclusive, we can write it that as P of A into P of B. So P of B minus P of A into P of B. P of A into P of B. So what is P of B value? 1 by 8 minus 3 by 8 into 1 by 8. So 1 by 8 minus 3 by 8. I'm sorry, if it is not mutually exclusive, this is a formula. Mutually exclusive na answer is 0. So your final answer is 1 by 8. Now second problem. It is given that A and B are two events associated with a random experiment for which P of A is 0.35, P of A union B equal to 0.85, P of A intersection B equal to 0.15. So we want to find P of only B. So P of only B now, your formula is P of B. Correct? P of only B means P of B. We can use this formula. So P of B, if you want, you can write this equal formulas. P of A union B, taking P of A to that side, minus P of A plus P of A intersection B. All these values is given in the problem. Minus 0.35 plus 0.15. And if you cancel, simplify all those things, you will get the answer 85, 9500, 0.50. Okay, so similarly you can do the next two subdivisions. Okay, next problem. Third one is given that a die is thrown twice. Let A be the event. First die shows 5 and B be the event. Second die shows 5. We want to find P of A union B. P of A union B. Okay. So if two dies are thrown now, you know what is your sample space? 1, 1, 1, 2, etc. up to 1, 6. Similarly 2, 1 lerinde till we can take 6, 6. Correct? This is your sample space. Now what is given? First die shows 5. So first die shows 5 now. This one 5, 1, 5, 2, 5, 3, 5, 4, 5, 5 and 5, 6. So totally 6 events. What is A given? A is first die shows 5. So first die shows 5 now. N of A equal to 6. So what is your P of A? 6. Totally we have 36. N of S equal to 36. Right? Okay, next N of B. What is N of B? Second die shows 5. That is also 6. So P of B equal to 6 by 36. Okay. Now what we want to find? P of A union B. What is P of A union B? P of A plus P of B minus P of A intersection B. So P of A value 6 by 36, P of B value 6 by 36, and intersection in both it will be 1 by 36. 6 plus 6 12, 12 minus 1 11. So answer is 11 by 36 is your final answer. Sixth question. The probability that a new railway bridge will get an award for its design is 0.48. So we can take design as A. So P of A equal to 0.48. The probability that will get an award for the efficient use of material is 0.36. It will get both award as 0.2. So P of A intersection B for both design and material use, it is 0.2. So first subdivision, what we are going to find out is it will get at least one of the two awards. So at least one of the two awards means A union B. So what is A union B formula? P of A plus P of B minus P of A intersection B. So we have to substitute all the values. 0.48, 0.36 minus 0.2, correct? Which is equal to, if you simplify, you will get 0.64. Now second subdivision, it will get only one of the award. So only one of the award now, either A or B, correct? So this is what P of A intersection B bar plus P of A bar intersection B. So what is A intersection B bar? P of B. So which formula we can use? Okay. P of A minus P of A intersection B plus P of B minus P of A intersection B. What is your P of A value? 0.48 minus 0.2 plus 0.36 minus 0.2. If you simplify this, you will get 0.44. This is your final answer. Next, what we are going to see is conditional probability. Conditional probability. So what is this conditional probability is? So we have to take two events. That is, one event has already happened. Then we are going to find out the second event is called your conditional probability. So conditional probability definition is conditional probability of an event B, assuming that the event A has already happened, is denoted by P of B bar A. This is your conditional probability. So already A happened. Now we are going to find out B. So P of B by A formula is P of A intersection B by P of A. P of A intersection B by P of A. Similarly, P of A by B, what is the formula? P of A intersection B by P of B. Now we can get into the exercise. Take exercise 12.3, second problem. If A and B are two events such that it is given P of A union B equal to 0.7, P of A intersection B equal to 0.2, P of B equal to 0.5. What we want to show, A and B are independent, that is P of A into P of B equal to P of A intersection B, we want to prove. Okay, P of A is not given, so first we can find out P of A. What is P of A formula? Previously we did know one problem. So P of A, we can write P of A union B minus P of B plus P of A intersection B. And substituting all the values, 0.7 minus 0.5 plus 0.2. So 0.4, P of A equal to 0.4 is the answer. Next, we got P of A value. So next we want to find P of A into P of B. So P of A into P of B equal to 0.5 into 0.4, that is 2. So it is not equal to P of A intersection B. Therefore, it is not independent. Next problem. Take the word problem, 7th one. The probability that a car being filled with petrol will also need an oil change is 0.30. So we can take P of A equal to oil changes 0.30. Next, probability that needs a new filter is P of B, we can take 0.40, and both oil and filter changes, that is P of A intersection B is 0.15. Okay, so your first subdivision, what we want to find out is if the oil has been changed, so already oil change, we want to find out the probability that a new oil filter, see already oil filter changed, so one event already happened. Now we are going to find out the second event. So what we are going to find out is P of B by A. P of B by A we want to find out. So what is P of B by A formula? P of B by A is P of A intersection B by P of A, that is 0.15 divided by 0.30, that is 1 by 2. So what is your final answer? 1 by 2, or 0.5 also you can take. Okay, next second subdivision. What is your second subdivision? If new filter oil is needed, what is the probability that the oil has been changed? So probability of A by B we are going to find out. P of A intersection B by P of B. 0.15 by 0.40, and if you simplify this you will get 0.375 as your final answer. Eighth question. One bag contains 5 white and 3 black balls. Another bag contains 4 white and 6 black balls. If one ball is drawn from each bag, find probability that both are white, both are black, and one white, one black. So here it is given that one bag contains 5 white and 3 black balls. Correct? So we have 8 balls in the first bag. Second bag we have 10 balls. Okay, one ball is chosen. So solution. First subdivision. Both are white. We are choosing 2 balls, and 2 balls should be white. Now P of A we can write. P of A equal to, okay, first ball, how many white balls are there? 5 out of 8. Into second bag, how many white? 4 white out of 10 balls. Okay, so 1, 4, 2, 2. Answer is 1 by 4. Next, second subdivision. Both are black. Both are black. So P of B equal to 3 black in the first bag and 6 black in the second bag. 10. 3, 4. That is 9 by 40. And third subdivision, 1 white, 1 black. 1 white, 1 black. So P of C equal to 1 white, 1 black na 5 by 8. Black is so first bagla if we take white, second bagla we have to take black, plus first bagla if you take black, second bagla you have to take white. Okay, and if you simplify you will get answer as 21 by 40 is the final answer. Ninth question. 2/3 of students in a class are boys and rest girls. It is known that probability of girl getting a first grade is 0.85 and that of boys is 0.70. Find the probability that a student chosen at random will get first grade marks. So here what is given, that is probability of selecting boy. Selecting boys, 2/3 of boys, and probability of selecting girls is only one third is girl. 1 by 3. Next, it is also given that probability of boy getting first class. (0.70). Similarly, probability of girl getting first class is 0.85. So we are going to find probability of student chosen at random. So it may be a boy or girl. Random means like that only, no. So 2 by 3 into 0.70. 2 by 3 is boy. Boy's percentage is 70. Plus 1 by 3 into 0.85. That is 1 by 3 is girl. 0.85 is girl. Okay. So if you simplify this, you will get answer as 0.75 is your final answer. So next what we are going to see is Bayes theorem. So what is this Bayes theorem is, if we have more than, this is the last exercise is conditional probability, that if we have only one conditional then you can use conditional probability. If more than one conditional then we can use this Bayes theorem. So your Bayes theorem formula is probability of AI by B is P of AI into P of B by AI divided by P of A1 into P of B by A1 plus P of A2 P of B by A2. Similarly, etc. The last term is P of AN P of B by AN. This is your many conditions. See, conditional probability la only one condition will see. This Bayes theorem la we have more than one conditions, that is A1 is one event, A2 is one event. Similarly, till AN we are going to find out. We can get into the exercise. Exercise 12.4. First question. A factory has two machines, 1 and 2. Machine 1 produces 60% of item and machine 2 produces 40% of item. So what is given here? A factory has two machines. First machine they are producing 60% of items. Second machine they produce 40% of items. Further, 2% of the item produced by machine 1 are defective. So 2% of machine 1 are defective, 4% of machine 2 are defective. And the question is, if we are choosing one item randomly, that what we are choosing is defective, that probability we are going to find out. So here we can take, let A1, A2 be the machines and B be the defective one. Okay, and it is given that P of A1, that is probability of A1 is 60%, so 60 by 100. P of A2 40%, so 40 by 100. Okay, next probability of defective one, B means defective, right? So defective of A1 is 2 by 100. Defective of A2 is 4 by 100. So we are going to find out P of B, defective one. P of B means defective one. So what is the formula? P of A1 into P of B by A1 plus P of A2 into P of B by A2, which is equal to 60 by 100 into 2 by 100 plus 40 by 100. 40 by 100, P of A2 is 4 by 100. Okay, so and your final answer will be, and if you simplify this, okay, you will get the answer. Zero, zero cancel, 0, 0 cancel, and this one 5, 3, 5. So this one 2 cancel, 2, so this one simplify and get the answer. Now third question. A firm manufactured PVC pipes in 3 plants XYZ. So they are having 3 plants that we can take A1, A2, A3. Okay, and the 3 plants volumes are 200 units, 3,000 units, 5,000 units. It is known from the past experience that 3% of the output from plant X, 4% from plant Y, 2% from plant Z or defective. So this is also as like your previous problem. Now, what is given here? P of A1. A1 is 2000 units out of totally how many units? 2000 plus 3000 plus 5000. So if you cancel, you will get answer as 2 by 10. Similarly, P of A2 equal to 3000 by 10,000, that is 3 by 10. P of A3 equal to 5,000 by 10,000, that is 5 by 10. And it is also given that probability of defective from plant 1 is 3%, so 3 by 100. P of B by A2 is 4 by 100. P of B by A3 is 3 by 2. 2 by 100. Okay, first subdivision. Find the probability that the selected pipe is defective one. That is P of B. We are going to find out. What is the formula? P of A1 into P of B by A1 plus P of A2 into P of B by A2, P of A3 into P of B by A3. So simplify all those things, you will get 2 by 10 into 3 by 100 plus 3 by 10 into 4 by 100 plus 5 by 10 into 2 by 100. So you have to simplify this one. Don't use calculator. You should not use calculator. So if you simplify this, you will get answer as 7 by 250. 7 by 250. Okay, first subdivision we completed. Now second subdivision. If the selected pipe is defective, here only we are using this base theorem. If the selected pipe is defective, then what is the probability that it was produced by plant Y? So plant Y we have to take it as A2, correct? So we are going to find out P of A2 by B. So P of A2 by B, what is the formula? Base theorem, P of A2 into P of B by A2 divided by P of B. That is 3 by 10 into 4 by 100 divided by 7 by 250. Again, if you simplify this, you will get answer as 3 by 7. So 3 by 7 is your final answer. So that's all. We complete our syllabus, and what you have to do is you have to go through all the example problems. If you go through all the example problems, then definitely it will be easy to capture the concept. From the next class onwards, we'll revise from each chapter. Thank you, students.